Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are doing another simplicity patterns. So like I have been doing, I am going through my stash to show you the patterns that I have in my stash. I have not been buying any new patterns whatsoever. So in this video we are doing simplicity patterns from 2017. Now Joann's is having a pattern sale August 19th through the 22nd, which is this week, which is why I am showing the rest of my simplicity patterns throughout the week. Now, before I get started, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into simplicity 2017 patterns. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these patterns from 2017. I start off with pre-springs, then followed by spring, summer, pre-fall, fall, and then end with winter. So let's go ahead and get into these pre-spring patterns first. So the first one, I'm not going to take too much time. The first one is 8292. So I picked it up for view C. That's the view that I'm interested in. View D is also a basic dress. So I would sew one of these views when I get around to this pattern, and it's 8292. 8293. So with this one, this is another basic dress. Now I did cut this pattern out, but I did not sew it together for whatever reason. I do still have the fabric in my stash that I want to use for this. So I want to hack the pattern and put some ruffles at the bottom and ruffles on the sleeve. So I just haven't gotten around to doing this pattern yet. But once again, it's 8293, and I am interested in view D with a hack. Next pattern is 8295. This is a project runway pattern. I also have two of these patterns. So one is up for grab. If you are interested in this pattern, let me know and I will be more than happy to send it to you free of charge. Once again, it's 8295, and I plan on doing every single view on this pattern. 8297. So I picked it up because this is just a basic regular top, a button-down shirt. I like view B and view D, which is what the model is wearing. View B, I would not do it with lace. I would just do it as like a color block type button-down shirt. But once again, it's 8297. 8299. This is an easy to sew pattern. I like the fact that the pants are elastic. It has a skirt as well. You can make it short if you just cut off some of the length for the pants. This is easy to sew, but it's 82.99. 8300. This is also a learn to sew pattern. Easy. You can sew all three skirts. I am interested in view C because it's super simple to sew. And once again, it's 8300. 8302. This is a business wardrobe. You can use it as a business wardrobe and sew it like you see on the pattern. I have plans to do this as a small mini collection wardrobe style, but once again, it's 8302. 8303. I have seen Brittany J. Jones do this pattern. She did the jacket. Now, please keep in mind, this is a woman's pattern, which is 18W to 24W. You will not find this in the smaller sizes, like 16 to 14 or 14 to 22. This only comes in the woman sizes, which I am bummed out about it, but I picked it up because I can size it down to where I need it to be. That would only probably be for the top, but the hips and everything works with my measurements. Also, this pattern you will not find in the pattern drawer. I had to purchase this from eBay about a year ago, so that if you are interested in this pattern, you may have to purchase it from eBay, Etsy, or Amazon, but this is 8303. Now moving on to the spring patterns. The first one is 8328, and I picked this up because I like the skirt view of this pattern. This is the So Stylish pattern, and I plan on doing view B and also view F on the pattern. So that's the view I'm interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. Now, please keep in mind that it does show the display on this pattern, which is D0639. But if you pull out the instructions, it'll tell you what the actual number is in the pattern drawer, and the pattern number is 8328. $83.29. I picked it up because I like view C, but I also like view A on the pattern. So whenever I get around to this pattern, it's one of these views that I would do on this pattern, and it's $83.29. 8330. I like view A and view C on the pattern. I also like view B, but I'm not too sure about this train at the very, very bottom. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, but whenever I get around to the pattern, that's what I would do for this pattern. Once again, it's 8330. 8335, this is a learn to sew pattern. I like the fact of the back being a little bit lower in the back. This is kind of like a boxy top. It's easy to sew. You will learn how to insert sleeves, apply the ruffle back, which is in the back right here. Gathers to your fabric, and you'll also learn how to prepare a neck facing, which is on the inside of your top. But once again, it's 8335. 8337. So this is just a basic top. I picked it up because I like what the model was wearing. But once again, it's 8337. I like view B on the pattern. Next one is 8340. This is a Project Runway pattern. I picked this up before I seen Emily Hallman. I think her IG handle is Emily Hallman Designs or Emily Hallman Handmade Designs, one or the other. I can't remember, but she made some notes about this pattern, the way they have you construct it. Now, I have done many button-down shirts, so my way of doing a button-down shirt may differ from the pattern. So I'm interested in actually pulling this out one day and seeing what this pattern is all about. But this is 8340. All right, going ahead and moving over to the summer patterns. First one is 8375. I also have an extra one of these. So if you are interested in this pattern, please let me know. Now, 2017 started the pattern hacking. And basically on the pattern hacking, you could hack the pattern and do different views on the pattern if you are interested in doing something like that. Me personally, I want to do view C, which is the sleeveless ruffle tank right here. And that's what I would be interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. Once again, it's 8375. The next one is 8376. I also have an extra copy of this pattern. If you are interested, let me know. But I have sewn this one. I just did number 3, which is the back high low. I did it in a stripe. And I think the only thing that I would sew with this pattern now would be the number 4, which is the baby doll top. And that's what I would be interested in sewing with this pattern if I decide to sew it again. Once again, it's 8376. 8377. I also have an additional pattern of this if you are interested. I picked it up because I want to do both the base pattern, which is number 1, and number 4 on this pattern, which is the tie belt cardigan. This is also a pattern hacking pattern. So once again, it's 8377. 8378 is the next one. So with this one, I did that top, which is 8376. I'm going to pull it back out. I did both of these together where I did the top and the pants right here and paired them together. But I do have an extra copy of this pattern. So if you are interested, let me know and I'll be more than happy to send it to you. But it's 8378. $8379. I like the fact that with this pattern, you have just what, 2 pieces, I think. You just need to cut 2 pieces in order to construct this dress. I also have an additional copy of this pattern. So if you are interested in this pattern, it is yours. Just let me know. It is also an easy to sew pattern, but once again, it's $8379. 8380. Now with this pattern, I just sewn it a couple of weeks ago. This was my one shoulder dress that I did utilizing that floral, that nice floral Ankara fabric. Once again, make sure you use knits for this fabric. For the fabric, do not do what I did and accidentally use the wrong fabric for this. I plan on doing view B next if I decide to pull this pattern out again, but it's 8380. 8382, this is a Learn to Sew pattern. I like view B on the pattern. However, I would not do the cord that goes around your neck. I would just use sew some fabric together and create that cord. And then when it comes to the trim, I think I could do some lace or some ruffles or something like that at the bottom. But once again, it's 8382. 8383, this is an easy summer dress. If you are going on vacation, this would be an easy sew. Shouldn't take you no more than 3 hours max from cutting all the way to putting all the pieces together and sewing it. It is an easy to sew pattern. I'm interested in view A, but this is 8383. 8384, I'm interested in both view D, B and C, I am interested in doing this pattern. I do have a couple of options for this pattern that I would like to do, but once again, it's 8384. 8385, I like what the model is wearing, which is view E. I plan on doing view A as well. So whenever I get around to the pattern, these are the views that I would be interested in doing. And once again, it's 8385. 8387, I like what the model is wearing right here, which is view B. And that's the reason why I picked it up. And once again, this pattern is 8387. 8388, I like this 3-tier dress right here. I also like the 2-tier as well. Those are one of the views I would do when I get around to this pattern, which is view C and view D on this pattern. It's 8388. 8389 is an easy to sew pattern. It has made its way around Instagram and on Facebook. I am interested in all the views, A, B, C, and D. So whenever I get around to this pattern, I want to at least tackle for the first time view A first or even view C, but this is 8389. Next one is 8390. Now this pattern is a one pattern piece in order to create this these pants. So if you need to search high and low, I advise you to go get this pattern if you want to make some quick summer pants. It is an easy to sew pattern, and once again, this pattern number is 8390. Next one is pattern 8391. This would be a great summer wardrobe set that you could do. I find it to be relatively maybe quick and easy. It's not a lot of pattern pieces for each look. A, B, C, and D. I want to do all the views. This is an easy to sew pattern. So whenever I get around to this pattern, I would do every single view on this pattern. The pattern number is 8391. And the last one for summer 2017 is 8393. Once again, this is like a quick summer wardrobe set that you could create. It's 8393, and I'm interested in doing A, C, and D on this pattern. All right, moving over to the pre-fall patterns. First one is 8414. I am interested in doing view B, what the model is wearing. I have seen others do this pattern. This is a Cynthia Rowley pattern, and the pattern number is 8414. 8415, I am interested in doing B, C, and D on this pattern. It's just like basically a basic dress with a little flair and a little oomph to it. Once again, this pattern number is 8415. 8416. Now this one has been at the top of my list on and off like a relationship. So basically I have been wanting to do this pattern for a very long time. I like the bows in the back, and it's about time for me to pull this out pretty soon. Now this is a pre-fall pattern. I am leading into pre-fall, so I might end up pulling this out and just do it in a solid fabric. But once again, it's 8416. I want to do both view B and view C someday. Next one is 8417. I'm interested in doing view C, which is the reason why I picked up the pattern. But I'm undecided about this pattern because it's kind of like a not filling type pattern, but you never know because you could not fill a pattern based off of the models. But I say do not go by what the model is wearing, go by the line art to see if it's something that you're interested in. I learned that later on in my sewing journey, but it's 8417. 8418. I have done this. I did this as a collaboration, the Mommy and Me collaboration with Creativity by T, as well as Heather May from Miami. Her IG handle is Textile Tailor Thoughts. And they did not do the bomber jacket. We basically collaborated on a Mommy and Me for Mother's Day. I did the bomber jacket with some pants with my daughter. I'll put photos up. But once again, this pattern is 8418, and I will be doing this pattern at least 2 more times because I have some fabric that I would like in a bomber jacket, and this bomber jacket is an amazing pattern to do. Once again, it's 8418. 8419, it's an easy to sew pattern, an easy to sew kimono. I just have not gotten around to this pattern yet. I'm interested in view C on this pattern, and that's the view I am interested in when I get around to this pattern. It's 8419. 8420, so I picked it up for view D. That's the view that I'm interested in when I get around to this pattern. Once again, it's 8420. 8445. Now, the next couple of patterns are vintage patterns that I picked up. So I was on a vintage hunt. I was hunting for some vintage patterns, and I picked these next 4 up. The first one is 8445. I'm interested in view C, which is this top right here. And I think it would be amazing to do in a polka dot or small prints or something. But once again, it's 8445. 8446. This is like a poodle skirt pattern. I like it. And whenever I get around to it, I just can't wait to make that poodle skirt. I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, but it's a 1950s vintage pattern, and that pattern number is 8446. Next one, 8447. I love the overall. I do have fabric for view C, which is this little hoodie number right here. I have fabric for that already. I just do not have denim in my stash in order to create the overalls. However, I do have some denim in my stash, just not plain denim. And I have the denim allocated for something else. But once again, it's 8447. And the last one for pre-fall is 8448. So I seen an Instagram, someone on Instagram, I can't remember her name, but if you go to Instagram and type in hashtag S8448, you'll know who I'm talking about. She did this dress, and I thought it was amazing when she did it, but definitely check her out on Instagram using the hashtag. But once again, this pattern number is 8448. All right, now moving over to the fall 2017 patterns. The first pattern is 8457. This is an amazing fit pattern. I love it for the double pleats and the white waistband that this pattern have. Also the white legs as well. Once again, it's 8457, and I'm interested in doing view C. And it also comes with different body types, slim, curvy, and average. I haven't looked into the pattern much to see which one I would need to cut, but that pattern number is 8457. Next one is a vintage pattern, 8458. I have been wanting to do view A for a very long time. So whenever I get to this pattern, that's the view I would do. And this is a 1950s vintage pattern. Once again, that pattern number is 8458. 8459. I believe Brittany J. Jones has done this pattern in a corduroy. Now I am interested in both view B and view C. So those are the views that I would do when I get around to this pattern. Once again, it's 8459. 8460. It's also a vintage pattern. I'm interested in A, B, and C, which is the overlay for the dress and the jacket for the dress as well. And then you have the dress, which is view A. So whenever I get around to the pattern, I would do all 3 views. Different colors is 8460. 8461 is also another vintage pattern. I'm interested in view A, really. View B, the only difference is the flareness of the skirt. But yeah, I am interested in view A, and that's the view that I would like to do. It's 8461. 8463 is also another vintage pattern. I am interested in view A, and that's the view that I am interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's a 1940s vintage pattern. The pattern number, once again, is 8463. 8464, it is a 1950s vintage pattern. I'm interested in doing this jacket and not necessarily the skirt, because the skirt is not my style, but the jacket is. But once again, it's 8464. 8468, I am interested in doing view B on this pattern. This is a threads pattern. Once again, now, because it does not get very cold here in Florida, I don't make a lot of jackets and coats and stuff, but I tend to try to want to make a jacket and coat in the fall, winter time, just to throw on over like a outerwear. But once again, this pattern is 8467. 8468, I like view A, and that's the reason why I picked it up. So whenever I get around to this pattern, that's the view I would do. It's 8468. 8469, I already have this on my list to sew. In the month of October, November, when it gets a little bit colder, this pattern number is 8469, and I will be sewing view A on this pattern. Either A or B, I'm not sure. I'm going for view A right now. And once again, this pattern is 8469. 8470, I picked it up because I like what the model was wearing, which is view D, but I'm also interested in view B and C. Now, for view D, I would not do it with the fur. I would omit the fur on the coat and just sew it as is, which is view D. So that's the view I would do when I get around to this pattern. And once again, that pattern number is 8470. 8473. So I like this cape, and that's the reason why I picked it up. So once again, this is a pattern hacking, so you can hack it and do different things with this pattern. It's 8473. And the last one for fall 2017 is 8474. The reason why I picked it up is because I like number 4, which is another hacking pattern. It's a high-low with ruffles, and I'm interested in doing that one when I get around to it. It's only 4 pattern pieces, but this pattern number is 8474. Now moving on to the winter patterns, which is the last stack of patterns. First one is 8505. This is a 1970s vintage pattern. I picked it up and just have not gotten around to doing it. I have some print fabric as well as some solids in my stash that I think would go well with this pattern. I also seen Anita by Designs do this pattern, and I believe she has a tutorial on her YouTube channel for this pattern. But once again, this pattern number is 8505. 8508, which is a vintage pattern. It's a 1940s vintage pattern. Don't know why I truly picked it up, but I like view A, and that's the view that I would be interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. All right, the next pattern is 8511, which is this one right here. I picked it up for both view B and view D. Those are the 2 that I would be interested when I get around to this pattern. Once again, it's 8511. 8512, so I like both view B, C, and D. I'm very interested in doing all 3 views, or at least one of those views. But once again, this pattern number is 8512. 8514, I'm not really sure why I picked this pattern up. This is an amazing fit pattern and have different body types. You have your slim, curvy, and your average fit. But one thing that's interested in this pattern is it has a bias waist binding. I am not sure if I'll be interested in that. If I do this pattern, I will crop it to kind of like the calves. But once again, this pattern number is 8514. 8517, which is a nice poncho. This is an easy to sew pattern. I'm interested in view A. That's the view I would do when I get around to this pattern. Once again, the pattern number is 8517. 8528. Now, this is a men's pattern. if you're a woman, you can still use this pattern. Now, it is kind of like a suit pattern for like a holiday costume suit. Now for this pattern, I did pick it up for my husband. However, I would not make it in a crazy print fabric whatsoever because my husband would not wear it. But once again, this pattern is 8528. 8529. I believe Brittany J. Jones have created a tutorial for this one. I believe she did view A on the pattern, if I'm not mistaken. That's the view I'm interested in. And once again, this pattern number is 8529. And the last pattern for winter 2017 and Simplicity Patterns 2017 is 8534. Now I have not done this pattern, but I have fabric for this pattern and been wanting to make this pattern since it came out. I had it for a holiday party that I was going to be going to. However, when I decided to do this pattern, COVID hit, so I was unable to attend that. Well, it got canceled, so I was unable to create this dress for the holiday party. But once again, I'm interested in view A, and once again, this pattern number is 8534. Now, those are all the patterns that I have for Simplicity 2017. All right, well, there you have it. That's all the patterns that I have of Simplicity from 2017. Now, go ahead and head over to Joann's. If there's a pattern that you like, write it down. If you cannot find it in the pattern drawer, go ahead and check eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. Also, please make sure you are armed with your list of Simplicity patterns when you go to Joann. That's all that I have for you. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So until next time, keep sewing.